comeback by the Celtics without Isaiah Thomas. They were up by as much as 21 points in the third quarter, the Cavs. But from that point on, LeBron James managed only a point. He went 0 for 6 from the field after the Celtics timeout with 6:39 remaining in the third. Entering that game, LeBron James 49-0 in the postseason when his team was leading by 20 points. And now the day after, Dave McMenamin joins me from Cleveland, where LeBron had the fourth lowest playoff scoring game in his 210 postseason appearances. How frustrated was he, Dave?
It was palpable. It was on his face. He was in the locker room after the game, frustrated just about the whole post-game interview process because the Celtics players, Marcus Smart and Avery Bradley, were still up on the podium. And LeBron was like, man, I got to wait around just to be talking about my tough performance tonight in a game that everyone thought the Cavs were going to win. They had won 13 out of 14 at home in the playoffs leading in to Sunday night. LeBron had played 8 straight games with 30 points or more, which tied Michael Jordan's modern NBA playoff record. But when LeBron finally did make it to the podium, he simply owned up to his poor play.
It was going to happen. Let it happen now. Let us regroup. Let us regroup and all the narrative and everything that was going on. Let's regroup and let's get back to playing desperate basketball, which they did tonight. I had a tough game, period, not just in the second half. Me personally, I didn't have it. My teammates did a great job of keeping us in the game and building that lead, but me personally, I didn't have it. That's what I got to say about my performance.
There was frustration on and off the court for LeBron. Of course, in the second half, only 3 points on 1 for 8 shooting. After the game, I mentioned him kind of being perturbed about having to wait for the podium. When he finally did make his way from the Cavs locker room to the interview room, there was a Cavs fan, an adult male, who was heckling LeBron for his poor shooting performance. And LeBron actually advanced towards him ever so briefly and said, "What did you do?" To which the fan started spouting off his statistics and resume playing at a local liberal arts college, playing basketball there before he was ushered away from security. And then when LeBron was on the podium, he also kind of had a bit of a tiff with a local radio reporter. So not the best night for him, not the best night for the Cavs. They're going to try to regroup for Tuesday's Game 4.
But here's the thing. As we know, and covering this team, LeBron doesn't stay down long after playing poorly in a loss. The last 3 times he scored 15 or fewer in a playoff game, he's averaged almost 30 points the following game. So what are your expectations in his regard in Game 4?
Hannah, certainly I'd expect a more aggressive LeBron James from the start. I spoke to Tyronn Lue after the game as we walked from his post-game press conference to the locker room, and I asked him, what did you think about LeBron's performance? He said, I felt like the guys were going early. That means Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. Kevin Love scored 22 out of his 28 in the first half, and LeBron was allowing that to happen, feeding that. When it was time for him to start getting himself involved, he didn't have enough time to find the rhythm. And so I would expect one of these signature first quarter performances from LeBron to get himself going early, and then he can filter in the other guys, because the Cavs need LeBron at his best for them to be their best. They can win without Kevin Love scoring 28 or without Kyrie Irving scoring 29, but they have a hard time winning when LeBron James only scores 11.
Clearly. Dave McMenamin, as always, thank you.